You know, if there's one time that I'm not too concerned about fashion, it's when entering a cave. I mean, who's going to see you? Well, except you all. Joining us on this particular outing is Dr. David Thomas, professor of biology at Lyon College in Batesville, otherwise known as the Cave Doctor. Also coming along with us are a few of his elite student cavers. Y'all ever seen the movie Descent? Good. Let's go. In 2008, Dr. Dave Thomas began his cave research, getting students involved with some out-of-this-world subject matter, such as bacteria and chemosynthesis, oxidizing metal and rocks to make food. And thus, from there, wild caves became a secondary classroom for his students.
So students got involved with this first just to help me do with the caving, because we want to have at least 3 people on a cave team, and then that got a lot of them interested in the research as well. And so now we've got students who are, some are interested in the microbiology, some are more interested in the cave animals and doing that type of research. As far as the wild cave is concerned, we treat this as the animal's home. We're the visitors here, and so we try and do our best not to disturb them any more than is necessary, and then also to keep the cave clean. In fact, most of the caves that we explore are privately owned because public land caves have been closed due to white nose syndrome. And the cave owners like to know that we're in there actually helping keep their cave healthy and taking out the trash. And we do get cave visitors that come in and use it as a party spot and really make a big mess behind. And so it's quite often. We've cleaned out this cave fairly well. Other caves we work on, every time we go in there, there's new trash that we have to take out. And so we try and let the students know that this is a wild spot and we want to keep it wild, and since these are privately owned, we want to keep good relations with cave owners.
What gets your adrenaline flowing about going into a cave? I've always, myself looked at it as visiting an alien world without leaving planet Earth.
That's actually very much the reason I started this, is we're looking at caves as a model for possible life elsewhere, say on Mars or Europa. And for me, it's going into some place that humans don't normally live. And there's always, I think most cavers always dream of finding new caves and new passages and being the first one there. And that hasn't happened with us yet.
Cave Point Cave near Mountain View is typical of an Ozarks cave that was once part of an ancient sea.
Right up in here we have fossils of crinoid stems. These are ancient relatives of things like the sea anemone. So all the rock here was at one point underwater, probably a 250 million years ago.
Over here.
That stuff there.
Yeah.
Hugh Shell and Hale and Faye Bryant were some of the first modern explorers to really map out a lot of this cave, this cave and a lot of others. Back in 1962, this would have been just before the Cuban Missile Crisis, Hugh and the Bryants were contracted to look at over 200 caves and mines in the area to find out if any of them would be suitable as fallout shelters. Fortunately, we never had to do that. It would have been bad for the cave, and to have that incident happen would have been bad for everybody else. But what we got from that was a fairly good survey of a lot of caves in the area.
Yeah, more crickets.
Oh, they're all over.
It didn't take long for us to come upon some common cave insects, such as cave spiders and cave crickets that don't chirp. I love these tight squeezes.
Oh, it gets better.
Well, we saw spiders, we saw a cave cricket. Now we need salamanders and bats, I think.
This is a tricolor bat. It's a very common cave bat in this area. They're very small. You can get a sense of scale here with my finger. They're just little flying fluff balls. And these are Perimyotis subflavans. They used to be called eastern pipistrels, and then the bat biologists found that they're a completely different genus. So right now they're the only member of that genus, but they're a very, very common bat. This is a cave salamander. Along with the dark-sided, these are the two most common species in the cave. There are some days we'll count as many as 15 of these in the passage.
Just pre-gaming for Halloween, okay?
That's right. We've got 6 bats, 3 dark-sided salamanders, and 2 cave salamanders. 7 bats now. Okay. You guys gotta throw me off. 7 bats, 2 cave salamanders, and 3 dark-sided salamanders. And we'll probably find, we had about 15 bats last time we were in here, about 2 weeks ago. Actually, that's a Columbo. You guys are usually a lot bigger. Yeah.
Shh, bats are sleeping.
Well, we have a date here of 1878, and you'll see several dates like that in this cave during the 1800s because the settlers in the area knew about this cave and came into it pretty often. This was basically a party cave for a lot of people.
You remember to bring the cards?
Cards?
Yeah, playing cards.
On this rock formation, we named it the Cobra because of the NSS Cobra Grotto. The cave is the Batesville region of Arkansas, and it's rather symbolic of our grotto.
It's pretty neat. I love the beauty of caves, and also you do get a little bit of an adrenaline rush sometimes doing some of this stuff. And it's I've been caving since about 2007, and it is great to have a cave in my own backyard. You know, go in here whenever I want to.
I just love the adventure of it. I thought, exploring caves was really unique, and I just love the thrill of the adventure and seeing just all the various formations in caves and just seeing creatures that you would never see on the surface.
Really is neat, isn't it?
Oh yeah. And also just the microbiology of it, just all the bacteria and the microscopic organisms that you never would think that was there, and just their unique characteristics.
Probably dark-sided.
I really enjoy how each cave is different and all the different formations and everything like that. And also with the research we're doing this semester, we're looking at the population species, and so getting to see all the different animals. And here, there's a big abundance of spiders and other, at the same time we went to, we saw a lot of salamanders, and so each cave is different, and so it's really cool to see just the differences in each cave, and that's just in Arkansas. So maybe going to a different state or something, that'd be really cool to see how their caves differ from here in Arkansas. So it's really cool like that. But I enjoy that.
And what are your plans for the future?
Well, I'm a senior, so I'm actually going and dealing with graduate school work right now and everything, but I'm actually wanting to go into marine biology and dealing with marine mammals. So getting to work with animals in this is really cool as well. So I'll be working with animals and getting to do all that, so that'll be cool.
I like all the animals that we find in here, and I like the physical activity of it too. Some of the other caves involve a lot of crawling, and usually some army crawling. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, I noticed we were coming by and you said, oh, that'd be a good pet. There's a bat, I want to have that for a pet.
Yeah.
It really is fascinating what you find in here. And it's, I guess, what are your plans for your career, your future?
Well, I'll graduate Lyon in 2014 with a degree in biology, and then I want to go to graduate school for animal behavior. So I can play with things like bats all day.
After a while, we had to make a decision, end the trip now or continue on into the deepest part of the cave where the explorers of the 50s and 60s ventured in. We decided to go for it.
In normal conditions, what you're looking at here is half full of water. And so this time of year, since we've had such a dry summer and fall, we can actually crawl back in here. And usually you get about halfway into that crawl space and it sumps out. And unless you can breathe water, you're stuck and you have to turn around.
So
So get down and dirty we did. Now this is what wild caving is all about.
Okay, right at this point is where we usually hit water, and it'll be up to the ceiling here.
Since this passageway is so tight, videographer Jeffrey James had to inch his way through, manipulating the camera in front of him as best as he could.
You're almost there. At least I'm dedicated.
After what seemed like half an hour of this, we finally reached the end of the cave.
One of those Dirty Jobs episodes. So the double dollar sign there was Hugh Shell's mark. And back in the 50s and 60s, it was considered acceptable to do this with your carbide lamp. It's just soot. If we wanted to, we could wash it off. But here it says Hugh Shell and has his National Speleological Society number of 5348. In comparison, my NSS number is in the 50,000, so this is quite a while ago.
Yeah, you haven't done any wild caving until you've done just that. The army crawl through a wild cave. Now that's exploring a wild cave, I tell you what, for sure.
Nice and light. My God.
Free at last! Free at last! A marsh is one of nature's richest biological communities, and it's also one of the rarest in the Ouachita Mountains. This is Richardson Bottoms, a 100-acre marsh north of Lake Ouachita. Definitely a unique find. Richardson Bottoms Wildlife Viewing Area is located 5.5 miles east of Story off Highway 298. Look for the Richardson Bottoms sign, then turn onto the Forest Service Road, which, by the way, is quite rough in some areas, so attempting this in the family sedan would not be a good idea. A high-clearance vehicle would be much better. After 2.5 miles, you'll see another sign right before entering the marsh area. Richardson Bottoms was named after one of the early families who settled here. The marsh itself was created when beavers dammed up a small stream. So I guess when the beavers dammed this area up, they had a better idea of what this place really needs to be, and here it is.
Richardson Bottoms is such a unique area, and it's right in the middle of a pine oak forest, and so it occupies it's kind of a little jewel in the middle of nowhere. And the beavers back the water up, and it sometimes covers up close to 100 acres. It's just a couple of feet deep, but it provides a very unique habitat for a different group of animals in the middle of the Ouachita National Forest.
This unique wetland provides nurseries for waterfowl, songbirds, and wading birds. Spring and summer are the best times to see the wading birds. This is also the perfect habitat for water-dependent species such as turtles, frogs, salamanders, and an abundance of insects. Other commonly seen wildlife includes deer, beavers of course, and ducks. Tell us the story of all these boxes out here. I take it are wood duck boxes.
That's correct. They are wood duck boxes, and they were placed here because pine trees offer few cavities. Typically, hardwood trees are the ones that are used by these animals, and so we supplemented the availability of cavities by placing these nest boxes here.
And normally this whole area would be like probably what, Knee deep at least?
It would be.
Waist deep?
It would be. It would be about waist deep in here. We'd be wearing waders if this was a little bit wetter time of the year.
Which in the springtime, I imagine that's the...
Right through the winter and into the spring until early summer when it starts drying out. And then it greens all back up in here, and then a lot of animals come in and utilize the plants that have been produced during the dry season.
And right now, earlier you mentioned you look like you said maybe some of the hogs were coming through here. Look.
It looks like we've had some rooting around going on out here. This is the kind of damp, moist soil with lots of invertebrates in it that you would expect them to be messing around in, and this is what it looks like's happened here.
Making your way up a trail to an elevated area overlooking the marsh will give you an excellent vantage point for taking some great pictures of the entire area.
This piece of land was swapped with a timber company to the Forest Service, and at the time we came out and looked at it, and the Forest Service decided that the best use would be to leave it alone because it was so unique. And so when the water level is down, you have an opportunity to see the stumps, which are the remnants of the loblolly pines that were planted here. And all around this Richardson Bottoms, also we have loblolly pine plantations that once they're allowed to mature, they'll be removed or harvested, and then this area will be replanted with native shortleaf pine. Now the Richardson Bottoms will be replanted with shortleaf pine, but the surrounding area will.
Now, at the time when the beavers dammed it up, you and the district ranger, you had to make a decision whether to drain it and replant it, or hey, we're going to leave this alone.
That's true, and the district ranger, John Archer, looked at it and said, you know, this is a really neat looking place, and it's so different from anything else that we have that we decided that the best thing to do was leave it alone and let Mother Nature take its course. And if the beavers ever left and it reverted back to dry ground, then we could do something else with it. But the Forest Service made a good decision here.
And that they did. Protecting special places like this results in a greater variety of animals living in a national forest. Biodiversity working at its best. Experience and explore for yourself Richardson Bottoms Wildlife Viewing Area north of Lake Ouachita. Many of you have no doubt come to Eureka Springs for either the unique shopping, the dining, the Victorian homes, or the ghost tours. But have you ever checked out the springs of Eureka Springs? Because after all, as they say, it is the city that water built. First used by Native Americans for centuries, the springs of Eureka Springs during the late 1800s witnessed basically the same kind of rush by tourists as the gold rush did. Folks from all over came to take of the waters, and on the 4th of July in 1879, Eureka Springs, the town, was founded. Eureka meaning I found it.
See why. Anybody else knows people that end up in Tennessee? This is hard to...
You know, obviously back in the 1800s, you know, medical science had not improved that much. And people had ills and ailments and all kinds of problems. And you know, the life expectancy of people back in the 1800s wasn't very long. So the word got around the country that there was a place in Arkansas that had magical waters, and it was called Eureka Springs. So people started doing all kinds of things to get here. They sold all their possessions, they'd move everything they would have to come here to this place just to go ahead and take the waters. And it created a couple of parts of town. We've got an east side and a west side of town, north side, south side too. And people kind of congregated around these springs to take in the waters. And for some people, you know, it was a little superstitious, I think, but they felt better. Some people lived, you know, ripe old ages, some people did not. But the whole foundation of Eureka Springs and the reason the town was here is because of the springs that were here and the water and the healing powers that people thought were here. So it's a really fascinating story about, you know, how a town comes together and what brings people together in one place.
The rush to Eureka to its healing springs lasted into the early 1900s, but by the 1920s, Eureka Springs almost became a ghost town. It wasn't until 1981 when the Eureka Springs Parks and Recreation Commission was created to maintain city-owned spring reservations and parks. It's this group of volunteers who began to restore the historic springs.
In the early days, people had come and they just walked from spring to spring and got water in little tin cups and drank from the springs. They'd bathe at some of the springs and just, eat healthy food and go up and down the hills here. And then with antibiotics and that kind of thing, it lost the popularity as a health spa destination. And but still, people came because it's just such a beautiful place, and people were attracted by the springs, even if they didn't necessarily have healing properties. Although I think many people still felt like they did.
And so today, as in the early days, the best way to experience the springs is to get out of your vehicle and just walk the town. There are at least a dozen springs that are worthwhile to spend some time at. One of them is Sweet Spring, across from the post office. Early residents claim the water tasted sweet. Also, to the left of the spring are stairs that lead up to a path that is one story above street level. That path will eventually take you to Harding Spring, to a bluff overlook of the town. Legend has it that a Native American's chief daughter threw herself off the bluff because she didn't want to marry her father's choice for a husband. And of course, it's called Lover's Leap. So check out the springs of Eureka Springs for yourself. And for more on this destination, plus many of our others, or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website, aetn.org/exploring-Arkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.